to talk to me. Oh, hey guys, listen, nothing shady to see here at all, okay? Nothing shady to see here at all. Don't worry, okay? This is definitely not going to set off the alarm bells of every conspiracy theorist in the entire world when you find out that the director of national intelligence was looking into foreign actors who may have been involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination, and Kash Patel, notoriously having been accused of potentially being compromised, in the direction of a certain foreign country in the Middle East, is now shut it down. Shut down the investigation into foreign agents potentially being involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. So I don't know, guys. Maybe let's take a look and see if there's anything to talk about. By the way, let's take a look, right? And by the way, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and then if you ring the bell, you'll get the notifications and all of that stuff. If you guys subscribe and tell your friends, that would be incredibly helpful. Okay, so Kash Patel shuts down Charlie Kirk foreign investigation intelligence probe in explosive feud with Trump's counterterror chief. Okay. Now, I've made no secret about the fact that I was skeptical, very skeptical on a foreign actor being involved in this, only because I thought it was so brazen that I'm like, they don't have the balls, dude. They don't have the balls on American soil, But this has my ears perked up, okay? Between the Google searches now that are going on in Israel, they're like, how would you kill a person that took your money and was running an organization called TPUSA, and now they're saying they're not going to do what you say anymore? You're all, wow, that is a specific Google search. They're all, what? They're all, how would you kill Charlie Kirk at the university, Utah Valley University? You're all, who searched that? They're all, well, it came from Netanyahu's, computer. You're like, that seems pretty damning. And now Kash Patel, if you guys, I'm pretty sure that he has a very interesting romantic relationship that people should look into. Okay, FBI Director Kash Patel crushed efforts by Tulsi Gabbard's closest advisor to see if a foreign power was involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. Why would he do that? You know what I mean? Why would he do that? The head of National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, analyzed FBI files to determine whether Charlie Kirk's alleged killer received assistance from a foreign power. Why would he be worried about them looking into that? Okay, let me repeat that sentence to you. The head of National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, analyzed FBI files to determine whether Kirk's alleged killer received assistance from a foreign power. Why would you be worried about that? That doesn't threaten your case. That doesn't threaten your case at all. He's actually not even questioning who did this. Okay. Now the FBI, I understand if they're worried about someone, worrying about damaging their case against Tyler Robinson. That I understand. But that's not what they were doing. They were looking into whether he had assistance from foreign adversaries or allies, and he shuts it down. Why? Okay. Kent's investigation alarmed Patel, who believed the counterterror chief was overstepping by interfering with an ongoing FBI investigation, according to the New York Times. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to look at that too. Wait, what just happened? So what? Like I can't click. They're all the New York Times. I click on New York Times and it's like, no. No one said that you can go to the article. We're just saying the New York Times. Kirk was shot in the throat by a high-powered sniper rifle. What? Sniper rifle. While speaking to college students at Utah Valley University on September 10th. Tyler Robinson, 22, was charged with the murder and now faces the death penalty if found guilty. The Times spoke with supporters of Kent who claim he was doing his job by chasing down any leads to ensure no foreign groups were involved in Kirk's death. Yeah, he is doing his job doing that. There is no, how is that even debatable? That's exactly what his job is. A major political actor in the United States was murdered, and there is plenty of circumstantial evidence that a certain nation, in specific, and then also many other nations, would benefit tremendously from that action being taken. How do you know that China's not trying to start a civil war? How do you know Russia's not trying to start a civil war? How do you know that Israel didn't take out Charlie Kirk because of all of the reasons that we know? How do you know that, Kash Patel? How do you know? How do you know? You don't look into those things. That's not what the FBI does, right? unless I misunderstand your position, right? Like that would be Department of National Intelligence. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, what are you worried about? Why would you not want them to do that? Unless maybe someone told them to do it. Because here's the thing, man. Okay. Someone told Kash Patel to go on Joe Rogan and pretend that there was no evidence of Epstein trafficking little girls, when we know that that's a lie. Like, we know that's a lie. Virginia Gouvrey validated that was a lie, in addition to the fact that the DOJ guy that got caught on the O'Keefe hidden camera also verified that's a lie. He's the director of the FBI. You telling me that you didn't know that? So who told you to go do that stuff? Like, who told you to go cover up the Epstein thing? Right? Because I think it's being covered up. I've been very open about this, and I made an entire video about it. And guess what? It's the worst performing video that I've done in months. Weird. And what I said was that Epstein files are being covered up specifically because Israel is the one who has them, and Trump is doing this gigantic $50 billion deal in Gaza with them. And that's why they are asking him to cover it up. And Trump is like, okay, so maybe Kash has points on that package too. You know what I mean? Maybe Kash has a piece of that, because Kash is clearly doing their bidding by going out and lying and pretending that there is no evidence of them being of them trafficking women. Like, that's just not true. Like, it's just not true. If I know that's not true, then he knows that's not true. So if he's going to do their bidding there, maybe he's doing their bidding here. After Patel discovered Kent had gone through FBI case material related to Kirk, the Kirk killing, a tense White House meeting was held to discuss the matter. A roundtable meeting between Patel, Kent, Gabbard, Vice President J.D. Vance, White House Chief of Staff Susie Willis, and senior DOJ officials was held at the White House. Kent told administration officials that he was granted access to FBI files by a low-ranking agency official. Okay. I mean, listen, I like to think, and then this is Joe Kent right here. That's Joe Kent. Man, he's jacked. I would like to think that he is out there doing the Lord's work, trying to figure out if we got here, right? But I mean, I guess there's also the listen, dude, they can compromise anyone. It's possible he was looking just to see if they know anything. Bottom line is, let me tell you something right now. This story, for the first time, indicates that, in my mind, you really, for real, have to very seriously look at foreign actors. And you guys have never heard me say that. But this, like, if you really think about how this plays out, either Joe Kent is looking because someone asked him to look. He's like, hey, what do they got, dude? What do they got? Right? And then Kash is blocking it. And you're like, why would you have a problem with him looking at this? Because, like, maybe someone told Kash, like, make sure no one looks at this. You know what I mean? The White House meeting was so tense that it was little was accomplished, according to the Times. Trump administration officials were worried that Kent's probe into foreign interference could provide ammunition to Robinson's defense lawyers, who could then argue more than one suspect was involved in Kirk's murder. Sure. Because what they were looking into was whether he had foreign assistance. The FBI and DOJ have traditionally tight regulated evidence in active criminal investigations and prosecutions. Under the direction of Kent, the Counterterrorism Center collected material from other intelligence agencies regarding potential foreign ties to Robinson, as well as evaluated any potential foreign funding from individuals associated with left-wing groups such as Antifa. Isn't that exactly what he's supposed to be doing? Like, that's literally exactly what he's supposed to be doing. You know? So, yeah. There have been long-standing issues regarding jurisdiction between Gabbard's office and the FBI. It is not clear if the FBI or the Counterterrorism Center is still investigating whether a foreign power assisted in the murder of Charlie Kirk. The Daily Mail reached out to Kent and the FBI for comment. The FBI and intelligence community, under the direction of President Trump, will leave no stone unturned in the investigation of the investigation of the assassination of our friend Charlie Kirk, said Patel and Gabbard in a joint statement to the Times. Okay. Well, I would really like to know that you guys are definitely looking into potential foreign aid in this crime then. Like, that's what you're verifying? Just making sure. That's what you're verifying, right? Kent was confirmed as lead counterterrorism center, lead the counterterrorism center back in July, where he has focused on disrupting narco-terrorist cells and cartels. Before joining the Trump administration, Kent unsuccessfully ran for Congress in 2022 and 2024 in Washington, auctioning himself as a MAGA loyalist. The former CIA employee and Green Beret veteran is known for his non-interventionist foreign policy views.